Good all times to all mortals out there, and welcome back to Infinity Complex Palace of the Immortals. I am Chris.
Mia.
I'm Gamgee.
Hi.
And we are doing another night of what I'm currently calling working title Evogrow.
It's the first official night, right?
Yeah, I don't have an official name for it yet. It's the first official name, or like I said, the working title. It's the best I can do. Sadly. So, man, I'm sorry, my throat is bothering me. I had something from dinner caused my throat to itch, so it's bothering me a little bit tonight, guys. I apologize profusely.
But would we have seen it at this point if you were having an allergic reaction?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, probably so.
Corners of
It
my
would
mouth
have
itch.
gotten considerably worse by now.
Anyway. So, we're going to do a little bit of the slime time game that we were doing before, while I do some little bit workshop in the background just to kind of have something there to visibly fill in the time. Yeah, I know what I meant to say. And, what was I saying?
SlimeCon?
Slime Time, the first official working title. Evo Growth.
Right.
So someone's gotta take a turn.
Wait a minute. Do I not have a special, like, table for... God damn it, I thought I unlocked that. Hold up a second.
No.
R&D. There it is.
Excuse me.
Lathes unlock basic woodworking machines, such as lathes, bandsaws, and glue stations. Yeah, I should have lathes and bandsaws, not just glue stations. Okay. I'm gonna have to find it. Oh, wait. Machinery? Aha! Ha 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 ha! Okay, I figured it out. Now I know what to do. I have to do this. Why would I want to put a lathe on the floor? Anyway, so we're gonna do some slime time. Last time we left off, Gamgee was...
What?
We were in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, we were in the middle of the woods. Gamgee was a whole 14 ounces, and Leo was 22 ounces. Big man making big progress.
But didn't you say neither one of us is a pound yet still?
Not, you're a pound. You're a pound.
I'm finding
Yeah, you're a pound 6. So,
Nice.
there are like no tables in this game. All my machinery is gonna get put on the floor.
Put the machine on the floor.
Wow. Wow. And, oh yeah.
Wow.
Wow. I'm thoroughly embarrassed for myself.
I liked it.
Did you mean to embarrass me like that?
I hope so.
Alright, well, at least you achieved what you meant to do then. So anyway, as I was saying, we're just gonna put this machinery on the ground. There's a lathe. And, oop, don't order that. And, yeah, so... Leah, do you want to go ahead and describe what you remember of your slime?
Okay, so I had 6 little nubbins on the side of my body, 3 on either side. I was starting to turn green
Yes.
because I ate a lot of grass.
Assimilated a lot of grass,
I
actually.
assimilated a lot of grass. I have rabbit eyes. And...   I have 3 legs. 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 3 legs nubbins on my back, don't I?
I have the nubbins on my back.
I thought I also had some sort of nubbin
I think
on
you
my
only
back.
have the legs.
You have
Unless
a tail.
you got nubbins on your
Right,
back.
I have a tail. I have a little stubby tail.
You have a nubbin for a tail.
Oh, that's
Right.
cool.
So, she does have that. Other than that, you don't have much else. Gamgee?
I have the 4 back nubbins. Might be wings, might be something else, who knows. I have 2 chicken eyes and okay infrared vision.
That's a fair assessment.
And then, I don't remember if I
No, I would
getting
say
color yet or not.
I would say not okay. I would say fledgling.
Actually,
Trying to make it.
that's
I'm
piss
trying to be
poor
as.
then.
Huh?
I said that's piss poor then.
It's not very great. That's a lot of money I just spent on equipment.
And I skipped right past infrared vision to just straight up vision.
Yeah, well, you didn't never get anything that had infravision, so. And they were in the woods. JR is gonna join us for slime time. So, for that, I have gone ahead and there's a rustling in the trees above you guys. Some leaves fall down on your heads. You hear a soft, or not you hear a soft plop. I guess you feel a thud from behind you.
Okay, I guess we'll just keep it with me going first.
Okay,
Sure.
however you want to do it.
Well, no one was saying anything, so
Wasn't sure what was going on.
I want to use this weird new thing that I have that lets me see everything around me and go check out what fell.
Okay, so you turn around.
I turn around and slime on over there.
And slime on over. I like that.
Those are my 2 actions, right?
Yes. Hang on a second. Okay, no, you turn around and there's another slime behind you. It's a little bit smaller than you. It's purple.
Now, is this
Huh?
JR slime?
No. Leah, did you hear me?
I
Turning around is going to be a free action because you don't have to do anything other than pivot.
Okay. And so I just walk or slimed then,
You turn around.
and
There's
scoot
a
over
purple
there.
slime.
But the scooting over there was 1 action, so I have another action.
Yes.
You said I see it.
No, you turn around and there's a slime behind you.
Okay.
A purple slime. It's a little bit smaller than you.
Do I recognize it? Is it part of my pack?
No, it is definitely different than any other slime. It's definitely different than you. You can feel that. That's an ability you guys just discovered right now.
That we can tell it's not familiar.
You can tell when a slime is not of your kind.
Okay. I'm gonna poke it.
I'm gonna poke it.
Yeah, can I read its thoughts like I can read Angie's?
It's a slime.
Or feel its emotions, I guess I should say.
You go to poke it and it recoils from you.
Okay.
So it's afraid.
I moved and I poked.
Hey, I will also move to approach this new slime. I'm going to throw my weight around and really bump into it. See how he responds to that.
Okay. So you turn around and you go after the slime hardcore, basically.
Yeah.
Alright.
Not super hardcore. I'm absorb again.
I don't have a glowing station. So you're gonna bump into it as hard as you can, right?
Pretty hard, just to be like, hey, listen.
Alright, you bump into it,
We are
it bumps
forced.
back. It's now aggressive. Its surface is actually rippling in a way that indicates to you instinctively that it is now hostile.
Do I have turn left? I've got like one more action, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to touch the ripples.
Alright, you
Because
touch the
I've
ripples
never
and
seen ripples.
you lose an ounce.
What do you mean?
As some of your goose sizzles away.
He's like a hot slam?
He's activated an acidic coat over his body.
Oh. Okay.
He is angry. You are now 13 ounces.
Son of a bitch.
Sometimes the world hurts. So, JR, you can't see anything. Everything is dark to you. Do you want to move forward, backward, left, or right?
Right.
Alright, you're gonna move to the right. You move to the right, and you're fine. The area beneath you is kind of rough and scratchy and knobbly. Same thing. Do you want to move to the left, right, forward, or backward?
Let's go forward.
You move forward, and the rough, knobbly, scratchy disappears beneath you, and you feel whoosh. This is the only way to describe the sensation. You feel a whoosh, then you feel a hard, and then more whoosh, and then another hard, and then more whoosh, and then another hard. But now you're surrounded by also soft and crunchies.
Does JR know the rules of assimilation versus...
Yes. Consuming will add to your mass. Assimilating will add to your essence. You are currently in what I can only describe to you as soft crunchies.
That's like I walk into a carcass.
Possibly. Like... dead leaves.
You want to eat anything?
Dead leaves.
Yeah, so now you can choose to... Oh no, he took his 2 actions.
Now,
Yeah, that's
consuming
much
will
better.
just make you bigger. Assimilating will actually help to
This way.
add the traits of whatever that thing is to
Alright,
your
so
slab.
from you guys' perspective, world event. Ready?
Yeah.
A pile of leaves goes in the distance as something falls. You can't quite get a glimpse of what it was, but it feels familiar.
And we're also, well, Gamgee's being attacked by something.
Well, it's not attacking, it's just defending.
JR still hasn't taken his
That was the world. Oh,
No, that was
the,
that was all my turns.
As
You did my
not only do
turn.
you see that, but you also see several other slimes of various sizes and colors. About a half dozen in total falling down around you guys from the treetops.
Interesting. Are all of them familiar, or just some of them?
Just none of them are familiar, just the one.
Okay.
And you couldn't even really tell it was a slime to you guys. It fell so fast.
So my turn, I'm gonna consume the slime and that's attacking.
Oh no!
Okay, you wanna...
I didn't
I
think
will
you would do
warn you
such a
now,
thing, Leah.
before you make this action, you can consume something that that is actively destroying you. However, you will gain half of its mass because it will burn half of its mass before you can consume it.
I see. And what happens if I try to assimilate something that's doing that?
Same concept. You will lose half of its mass worth of your mass to do so.
So I will not gain.
Depending, you have 22 ounces right now. If this thing is hypothetically 10 ounces, you will lose 5 ounces of your own weight to assimilate it. Consuming it will basically just let you get rid of it for an even turnout, because you'll lose 5 and gain 5.
Well, then I don't just want to consume it. It attacked my friend.
You want to consume it?
Yes.
Okay. So Leah consumes it and literally just, despite the fact it's sizzling away at her, she consumes it. And winds up the same size as before, but...
Nope, slightly bigger.
just, well, yeah, she's a couple ounces bigger.
So she took my ounces, basically.
Yeah, she gained...
I lost ounces.
She gained 2 ounces in total for the whole thing. It wasn't a very big one, like actually very big.
Well,
but
it had to be smaller than me
yeah.
for me to eat it, so.
But
So
that acid is a nightmare.
Good to know.
It really is. I reach out to touch Leah to thank her.
You feel thankful.
I feel
So
thankful,
I feel
yes.
his gratitude, and I feel back, like, I don't know, familial.
Happy, right? Something like that.
Like no problem, basically, but I can't say no problem, so basically.
Gotcha. Comfort.
Comfort, yeah, I guess.
Comfort and solitude. Solace. But
Yeah,
then I
something like
roll
that.
over to see what's the deal with the leaves. Or I
Alright, you
slime
roll over and there is another one of your kind there. You can see him. You can feel his energy, or its energy. It's there, it's just sitting there in a pile of leaves, very confused. You can even from this distance almost feel its confusion.
I think that's
So
the
now
end of my
you are
turn,
next to it in a pile of leaves.
Yes.
Alright, and it was at the end of your turn or no?
Yeah, that was the 2.
Okay, JR, your turn.
I will assimilate the gooey and crunchy.
You're gonna assimilate the
What?
leaves you're on?
Yeah, whatever I'm on.
Alright, so you're currently 3 ounces. You can assimilate up to your body mass in materials like leaves and stuff like that. How much do you want to assimilate? All 3 ounces, or do you want to assimilate just some of that?
All 3.
Alright, so JR is going to assimilate 3 ounces of plant matter. Alright. Okay. That's a good start. And then what?
I will move I'll move forward.
You're gonna move forward. You move forward and kind of find yourself moving out of the soft crunchies and into more of a damp grainy. On either side of you, you can also kind of feel some of that same stuff you started off on, the hard novelty. Oh man, I am super broke. I'm at like -2 grand and haven't finished one of these drawers. Am I gonna be able to finish this in time? Oops, I may have messed up and gotten myself lost. I may have lost on this already. I don't need this. I can sell this actually. Wow. Only for 60? Are you shitting me? I guess I didn't need this. And I spent way too much on it. This isn't being used for that job either. So sell that. I'm just gonna sell everything that's not being used for these drawers right now. Because that's probably what fucking killed me. Okay. So it is now my turn. So Gamgee, you see your kin roll forward a little bit and into the nook of some tree roots. He's obviously got nowhere to go, but he's in some dirt now. And he's safe for the time being. There are a bunch of other slimes around you guys, kind of just ignoring what's going on. Most of them have no idea that you're even there because they don't see you.
Mm-hmm.
They will mostly just sense you when they run into you. More slimes are falling from the treetops. It's now gotten up to the several dozens of slimes. And they range in size from 2 to 6 ounces apiece. Sometimes much, much greater. And some of them are starting, some of the identically colored slimes are starting to come together into much larger slimes as well. And it's...
Oh boy.
So it's like a slime party.
Something like a slime party's going on right now, yeah. So the slimes are currently, on average, 2 to 6 ounces, but there are some slimes around right now that are between 10 to 18 ounces. So Gamgee, you have to be really careful right now. And JR, you also have to be careful. These are big boys and they are not fucking around.
Well, isn't it, it's Leah's turn, right?
It is now Leah's turn, yeah.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yep. There is right now the closest slimes to you. There is a large green slime. Large in comparison to you. It's still smaller than you. There is a large green slime near you, a large blue slime near you, and a small pink slime.
Am I near Gamgee and the other...
Yes.
The familiar slime? Okay, I'm gonna touch both of them and, like, feel urgent and, flee.
You feel panic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would do it.
And then I'm gonna start sliming, I don't know, away from the other slimes, or are they surrounding us?
Like
No, they're all kind of
deeper into the
landing in this
forest?
area and converging on each other right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna start going, like, more into the forest, but I'm gonna, like, keep a nubbin on the new slime, since he doesn't have eyes, and I want...
Yeah, we can guide him.
Good luck with that right now.
Is that
He's in a
something I
tree
can do?
root, and Gamgee's kind of in the way.
I'll grab
How are
him.
you gonna move and touch him at the same time?
Very carefully.
Alright, so Leah's gonna move with JR.
I will also do the same.
Okay. So now you guys are gonna
due
just
to
move in a
Leah's sense
small
of
pack.
urgency.
Alright.
Yes.
So you guys are moving in packs. Gamgee, are you gonna consume anything then as your second action?
If there's like a smaller slime in the way that's not JR, yeah.
No, not between you and JR. Just the only consumables between you and JR are leaves and dirt.
Yeah, I will consume some dirt to recoup my losses.
Alright, you are at 13 ounces. How much dirt would you like to consume?
I will consume 3 ounces.
3 ounces, putting you at a full pound. Alright.
Yes, come here, serpents. Come here, you little bastards.
Alright. JR, it is your turn.
Where are we at?
You're in
The
a tree
roots.
root. Basically, you you don't have a lot of place to go.
There's something familiar touching you and feeling urgent and panic.
There's a lot of slimes falling down in the area, so they're scared. They've clustered around you to protect you, so now they're gonna move when you move. To protect you.
The
So
random
basically
slimes?
right now you're the baby prince with your two royal guards.
What is this, Final Fantasy?
It's a joke, but it's funny.
Can I move left?
You cannot move left. You can only move. Right now, your only real direction is back. I mean, yes, you can move left. You'll go over the edge of a tree. You'll go over the edge of a tree root, and you'll fall back down on the other side into some more dirt or leaves. Leaves, I guess. I'm like thinking he wouldn't be that far into the tree root that he couldn't go over one edge of it. So now you're on some more leaves, but you can feel something inside of the leaves moving around beneath them. You can't quite tell what it is, but there is something moving beneath the leaves.
That's a lot of flyers.
If I absorb something, what do I do?
If you assimilate it, which is what you did before, you get its essence. That's what you did with the leaves. If you consume something, you add it to your mass so that you get bigger.
I want to assimilate whatever's under the leaves.
Whatever is crawling under the leaves. You reach through the leaves just a little bit to find it, and you manage to find it and start assimilating it. You can't quite tell what it is, but it's cold, and all of a sudden though, you find yourself kind of wanting, you find yourself craving something damp and loamy. Like you're like, damp and loamy sounds yummy. It was a big, fat thing you consumed.
Yes!
Or you assimilated.
Yes!
You assimilated a big, fat critter, and it gave you a taste for a specific thing.
Babe, I did it! I freaking did the Monster Slayer goal!
Nice.
Good job.
So, the slimes are starting to get really big. The smaller slimes are starting to disappear in number. And now most of the slimes are half of the slimes, if not more than half of them, based off a cursory glance, are bigger than you guys, bigger than all of you at this point. So it's getting a little risky to be around here.
Well, we are on our way up still.
I was trying to move, but I need to touch JR, so...
Yep. Yeah, Leah's gonna move with JR, so she's basically at this point in time until you guys get to safety, locking herself into moving with JR as her 2 actions per turn, right?
I guess.
She's guarding JR until further notice.
Or at least guiding him since he doesn't have a way to see where we're going and I don't want to leave.
If JR only takes 1 move action, I will come back to you to see if you want to consume or assimilate anything. I'll do the same for you, JR, if you do guard duty. But if he takes both of his move actions, that means you're dedicating you both of yourselves to a move action. You guys are basically going to do the exact same things he does every turn.
This seems dangerous. I got a brand new ring for completing the Monster Slayer goal that explodes enemies when I kill them.
So,
Nice.
Wait, I have another Monster Slayer goal? Oh, I was wrong. I forgot. I still have to kill some Pepper Rexes. I'm dumb.
Okay. So, Leah, it's your turn.
Okay, well I guess since I'm moving with JR, is there anything, are there any bugs around here?
You can't really tell if there are any bugs around here right now because of all the leaves in the area. But you can kind of sense some of them in the leaves beneath your feet.
Okay,
Or beneath you.
I'll move some of the leaves around.
And go for some bugs.
Yeah, I really like those,
Alright.
crawlies.
Alright, there is about a half an ounce of bugs underneath you that you managed to consume. Consume or assimilate?
Assimilate.
Assimilate, okay.
Let me assimilate them bugs.
Saying assimilate?
Yes.
Simmerate, yeah.
Okay, so Leah's gonna consimulate another half an ounce of bugs. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be a half ounce mixed bugs. Oh boy,
Mixed
babe.
bugs.
Babe,
Yeah.
you feel 2 portions of your face, head region be stretch into little thin
Little antenna.
dangly bits, yeah. Right now they're short and you kind of look like Piccolo. But, you ready for this, babe?
Yeah.
You can sense all of the vibrations in a small area around you and you're like, whoa, there's so many more bugs.
Neat.
You've gained very minor. That's what I'm gonna go with them each one. Games, you currently have very minor. There's gonna be very minor, minor, average, major, and very major. Or ultimate.
Right? 'Cause I'm moving with
You now have very minor tremor sense.
Nice.
So you can sense little vibrations around you much better.
And that's the end of my turn, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless
I
JR
will-
moves. You took a feed. If JR moves twice, you're leaving him behind. You know that, right?
Well, I can see him. He can't see me.
Yeah. That's true. His twice movement doesn't count for you, I forgot. Okay, yeah. So JR or Gamgee, your turn.
Yes, I will so continue to follow JR.
So you've got a feed phase. Currently you're sitting in a bunch of dirt and leaves and there are some squirmies deeper beneath the leaves, but you're not going to get a lot of them for your work, but there is some to get there if you work for them.
I will work for squirmies?
You're going to work for some squirmies.
Yeah.
Alright?
It's okay if I fall behind a little bit as well.
Alright. So, if you're working for squirmies, like Leah, I'm going to give you a half an ounce of mixed bugs. However, you haven't nearly eaten as many insects as Leah has. Actually, you have. Did you say consume or assimilate?
I will assimilate.
Assimilate, okay. Gamgee.
Yes.
I want to give you a Hercules beetle horn.
What?
Can I give you a Hercules beetle horn?
I mean, you're the guy. No, it's up to you.
I know, but how would you know what? You're getting a Hercules beetle horn.
Alright.
Right now, it's a small little thing, but it kind of still has the shape.
Yeah, it'll go well with my other 4 back nubs.
Yeah, you're really gaining a lot of insectoid traits. I realize that.
That's fine. It's
You
fine
guys
with
are really
me.
going ham on the insects. I didn't think about it as much, you know?
Well, we're also
Yeah.
still not very big, so...
I did eat a chicken that one time.
Animals. Yeah, he had a chicken.
That's true, you did
So
eat
I
a
got these
chicken.
peepers.
It's hard to believe he was bigger than a chicken without being a hound.
He ate a
Like a
chick.
small chicken, I
He was
guess.
an angry chick.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
but it's
I
very
didn't know that.
disturbing. Imagine what GMG's thing looks like, where he has chicken eyeballs. It's kind of disturbing.
Well, you will also look disturbing in time.
Chris
Yeah,
made
yeah, you
little
will.
things to show us what we look like.
So,
Yeah, they're pretty fucking gross. Mine is, at
Gamgee,
least.
what do you want to do?
No, I ate some squirmies,
Oh, yeah,
and
JR,
I'm
sorry,
also
you're
still
right.
following JR.
Sorry, what?
It's your turn. What
It's
do you
your
want to do?
turn.
What did I do last time? I ate something, right? Or assimilated.
You ate, yeah, you ate some leaves, I believe.
What can I do?
You can
consume
move,
things or
consume, and
assimilate
assimilate.
things.
You're currently in a bunch of leaves still. But you also have a taste for something. You've gained a craving for something that's cold and loamy.
Coal and
Worms?
lonely? Is that what
Or
you said?
damp and loamy, I should say.
Oh,
Loamy.
loamy.
I don't even know.
It's
Oh, you
kind of
said
like
worm.
sod. Grass or something. A loam.
Getting close, but yeah.
I always thought loam
Dirt.
was like soapy.
Soapy dirt.
Soapy dirt.
Not
What
soapy,
in
dude.
the hell? No, I don't know what I can do to.
Well, you can
And search
move.
for more loamy things.
Yeah. You actually have. You remember there was some back where you just came from. You're like, that
Oh my
sounds
gosh.
familiar.
Oh, then how do I reverse? Go backwards?
You could just say I go back to where I go back where the other direction I just came from. That'll work for me.
Yeah, that works.
So you go back over the route and find yourself on some damp, grainy stuff, and you're like, ooh, this feels tasty.
So can I assimilate what that stuff is?
Yes, you can.
I shall do that.
Alright, you're going to assimilate some of it. And let's see, you're going to assimilate some dirt. You are still 3 ounces. You haven't gained any mass yet. So you're still very tiny. Are you sure you want to assimilate the dirt and not consume it?
Oh, right, I forgot I could do that. Yeah, I'll consume it instead, my bad.
Okay. So, are you gonna consume your full body weight?
Yes.
Okay. You consume 3 ounces of dirt, and as you do, you're like, huh, this really hit the spot. You are now 6.3 ounces.
Interesting. That was both my turns, right?
Yeah. So, I don't want to tell JR exactly what it is right now, but I'll eventually let him know what ability he's got that's giving him that bonus, because I don't want him to abuse it yet. But he has gained an ability, and I don't want him to abuse it. So,
With that, I like eating dirt.
Yeah.
something like that. You do like eating dirt. You very much like eating dirt. So yeah, you guys are watching him go back and forth. You guys watch JR go back and forth from this area. He's not really going anywhere. How do you guys? And the slimes are now all of the different colored slimes have formed themselves into 6 very large slimes. Very large, and they are fighting each other.
Oh my. Well, at least they're distracted, I guess.
It's
They
a
are
slime
fighting each
war.
other, and they are ganging up on each other, eating each other one at a time,
That's crazy.
and getting bigger by the second.
It's unprecedented.
This is madness.
How do you react, babe? You are in a pile of leaves. You can sense a lot of insects around you.
I am going to consume
Some.
insects.
Okay.
If I can, I'll do my full body weight, but if not, then...
No, around you there's not nearly enough insects for consuming that.
Well, then I'm gonna eat as many as I can, because I want to get bigger.
That's fine. You're gonna gain another 2 ounces.
Okay.
So now you are 26 ounces. And are you still gonna continue following JR, or are you gonna move on your own?
I will follow JR.
Okay. Gamgee,
Yes.
your turn.
I will continue to search for more bugs.
You're gonna continue to search for more bugs.
Yeah, but only squishy ones.
Only
Slugs,
squishy ones?
worms, larvae of any kind.
So, okay, you're looking
I mean,
specifically...
Assimilating them.
You're looking specifically for soft squirmies.
Yes.
Okay. So you check the bugs, and there are a couple of grubs in the
I will
ground.
assimilate the grubs.
Or a couple of grubs underneath the leaves. You're gonna assimilate the grubs?
Yes, and then I'll continue to follow JR.
Alright. So I will say grubs. I'll give you 3 grubs. Okay. Keep really boosting that insect stuff, huh? Let's see.
guess
Oh
he's a
yeah, you've got the
bug.
reptilian scale patterns. I forgot about that. Okay, it's your turn, JR.
Oh, it's mine again?
Yeah. Now, right now, because JR hasn't moved much from the area, you guys haven't encountered a lot of animals, but that's because the slimes are mostly right now nearby.
From my current position, I went backwards and forwards from there, so I go left this time.
If you rolled back and you went... Yes, you'd roll out from under the tree root this time. Right? No, you couldn't go left. You could go right.
Right.
Okay. So you go right and you're back in the leaves.
Can I absorb the leaves, or what's that called?
Assimilate or consume.
Consume, that one.
Yeah, you can
Consume only
consume
makes you
6.3 ounces of leaves. Up to. Is that what you want to do?
Yep.
He's like, alright, I'm getting bigger. He can't quite tell what's going on around him, but he's like, I want to get bigger. JR just consumed 6.3 ounces of leaves and is now 12.6 ounces. He is just slightly smaller than Gamgee. Alrighty. And that would be him. The slimes have just finished consuming one of the larger slimes and have moved on to another one. And in the process of doing so, they have released some sort of chemical into the air that is killing birds in the air. And a bird has fallen out of a tree nearby them, but going towards it would be dangerous. But yeah, it killed a crow in a tree branch. And it released, when it died, it released this poison gas.
Isn't crow death?
Huh?
Isn't crow death?
The crow is dead.
Right.
But it's so close to them that going for it might be dangerous. You're talking about slimes that are currently twice as big as you, Gamgee.
Some pretty big slime.
And they're
Turn
bigger
is-
than me too.
If they're twice as big as Gamgee, they're slightly bigger than you.
Gamgee's turn.
It's your turn.
My turn?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was just describing what happened with the gas and the crow. Gamgee was asking about the crow.
I'm gonna start consuming some leaves.
How many leaves do you want to consume?
As many as I can.
Full body capacity.
Yeah.
Oh, Leah's like, I'm getting scared. They are much bigger than me. I am going to consume leaves. Alright. There are about 11 ounces of leaves around you, but as you continue consuming, you just keep touching them so you can continue going. That's the beauty of it. So Leah goes from 26 ounces to 52 ounces by consuming 26 ounces of leaves.
Yummy.
Do you want to continue following JR?
Where is he heading back
You are now,
towards
by the way,
back?
3 1/3 pounds.
Is he heading back towards the back?
He's actually headed back towards the back.
Okay, can I touch him?
Yeah.
Can I, like, anger? I don't know, worry?
Panic.
Panic.
Remember, she's communicating panic to you.
Okay.
You communicate a different direction to him.
Can I do that?
You can... You can prod him.
Okay, well then I guess I'll prod him away from
The danger.
the danger.
So, there you go, JR. You feel something pushing you, trying to get you to go in a different direction. And it is much bigger than you, but it is comforting. It is not dangerous. How do you feel?
I will follow
Okay.
the direction.
So I'm gonna give for that. I'm actually gonna give JR a free move action. That's not gonna count it against him because you're prodding him. So he'll roll him in the right direction. JR, when she pushes you, you wind up feeling a bunch of squirmies underneath your feet. Or underneath your bottoms.
Okay. I don't know.
Oh, it's Gamgee's turn. Gamgee?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes, I will consume dirt.
You're gonna consume some dirt.
Yeah, as I follow along.
Alright, how much dirt are you gonna consume?
Just all the dirt.
All the dirt.
Because everyone else is getting way bigger.
Alright. Gamgee, you are now 32 ounces. Because you just consumed another 16 ounces of dirt. Alright. JR. So you had a free move action. You feel some squirms beneath you. But you can continue. You also were basically given sense that there's panic. Again. So you've been told now twice, afraid. How do you react? Now you've been told afraid and been given a direction to go.
To know not to go the direction I was originally going? I don't know.
I'm trying to explain this, and I don't know how to explain this. Somebody help.
What is it?
I gotta explain this.
Explain what, though?
Okay. You've basically been... All I can say is that you've been told afraid and been told go a specific been pushed in a specific direction.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that's literally all I can say. You have to make your own decision based off of that input. I'm sorry, but that's literally the best I can do.
Well, I don't really know what I would do if I don't really understand the input.
Just go the way...
Yeah, just do whatever you're gonna do.
Safety.
You don't understand. That's it. That's exactly it. You don't understand what's going on. You've been told panic and whatnot, and you're like, I don't understand. Okay, you don't understand. Then do what you would do since you don't understand. You're like, I don't get it. What do you want from me?
Okay.
So what would you do? Since you don't understand, what would you do instead?
I don't know.
Well, you're currently sitting in some leaves with some insects squirming around beneath it.
Can I assimilate whatever is squirming beneath the leaves?
Yeah, you can assimilate those. Okay, so you're going to assimilate the mixed bugs. I've basically been giving about a half an ounce of mixed bugs for these assimilations. Unless you specifically tell me you look for something in particular. And then I might give you a specific amount of those. But for now, I'll give you half an ounce of mixed bugs. And do I dare?
Dare what?
JR.
What?
Suddenly, there is light and color and patterns, but it's multifaceted.
I have
Nice.
Huh?
You got fly eyes.
He has insect eyes, but yeah.
Great, so we still probably can't even tell what the fuck is going on.
No, he can tell what's going. He can see, but it's multifaceted.
Just
They
see too
appear on the
much.
side of your face, or on the side of your slime. So now you can kind of see. You right now essentially have 360-degree multifocal vision. You can essentially see everywhere around you except for directly above you. That's your 1 weak spot. Directly above you, directly in front of you, and directly behind you. But because the way it's all set up on your face, you can, like, it's not like directly in front of you, all the way in front of you, it's more like a cone. It'll taper off. So if somebody gets too close to your face, that you won't be able to see them. That's your blind spot. Get it?
Okay.
Alright, cool. Just making sure you understand. Alright, so now you can see. And now you see that there are also a bunch of very large slimes in your area. You still have one action left. Consume, assimilate, or move. And now that you have eyes, you can move at a much faster pace. So now that you all have eyes and can move at the same pace, let's call it walking and running for argument's sake. We'll call it walking and running. But it's really just rolling slowly or rolling quickly. Cool?
Sure.
Okay. So, when does this freaking thing update? 43 hours. Jesus Christ. Let me think. I need a world event. Oh wait, no, JR, you still got your action. Your last action. Are you gonna move or...
Just stay where I am.
So, you want to continue eating then?
Sure.
Okay, are you going to assimilate or consume?
Soon.
Consume? Are you going to consume the leaves then? Or the dirt? Or the bugs?
The dirt.
The dirt? You're going to... So, you are... 12.6 ounces going for straight up dirt. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would get you... Okay. You are now 26.5 ounces It's hard to explain, but... Okay, you are now 26.5 ounces, JR, and when you eat that dirt, you are like... You're just thinking to yourself, that is scrumptious. Like, you are loving it. You really enjoy that dirt. It's so yum, yum, yummy. So you guys watch the slimes start to tear each other apart. You guys are far enough away at this point to where when this slime gets destroyed or consumed by his partners around him, you guys don't really get affected too much by it. But you are pelted by rocks, leaves, and debris as one of the slimes is consumed. His core exposed, and he violently explodes in the clearing nearby.
Oh boy. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, well now that JR can presumably see the danger, I'm gonna fucking haul ass again in the opposite direction. But I'm gonna stop to consume some dirt, I guess.
So she's like, I'm gonna move as fast as I can, as far as I can once. We're gonna stop and eat some dirt. How much?
Yes.
All of it?
Oh yeah. We're getting large and in charge.
Alright, Leah, you are now 104 ounces.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm one big slime. But still not as big as the ones that are in
No, you are just a little under 10. No, those ones are... Now you are bigger than one of them. Any of them you are slightly bigger than. But just barely. As they eat each other, they're getting there, and it's kind of scary. Gamgee, you're up.
I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna keep going, follow Leah, I guess.
Alright.
Get the fuck away from the slums.
Alright. Bugs, leaves, consume, assimilate.
No bugs or leaves, unless there's any squishies. I'll assimilate some squishies on the way.
Alright, let me see how big you are. I'm not gonna say you're big enough just yet at 2 pounds to get more, but I'll say you get another 2 grubs out of that.
Assimilation.
And, no, not yet. JR, you're up.
What's going on again?
What do you want to do?
Just you have sight now. You see the danger, and you see Leah and I getting the hell away from the danger.
Then I shall also get away from danger.
Yes.
I shall also get away from danger. Alright, so the 3 of you are basically sticking together right now. Do you want to consume, assimilate, or keep moving past them?
I'll just keep moving past.
Keep moving past? That's fair. Alright. So JR just keeps on moving. Some of the slimes went flying, and you can tell they've noticed you, and they start moving towards you guys. They are now in pursuit. The danger is now very real.
The danger is following us.
Yes.
Yeah, they're trying to kill us.
Boo.
They're hungry, just like you. They only have one objective.
But we're way smaller than any of the other slimes they can
They
eat.
don't care. Unlike you, they're primitive. They aren't capable of actual thought. There's no fear. They just got blown up, poisoned, and a bunch of other shit, and it isn't stopping them. So, babe, your turn.
Okay, you said I'm bigger than one of them?
Yeah. The nearest one to you right now is this dark blue color, but it's got these blotches of green and purple mixed in.
Okay, I'm going to assimilate it.
You're going to assimilate it.
Yup.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Chris wasn't ready for this.
Alright. So, you wrap yourself around it to assimilate it, and as you do, you find yourself getting very cold and very, very thick. Your whole body's slow.
Oh boy.
You are assimilating it,
Slush.
but you are assimilating it much slower than you've assimilated everything else so far.
Gotcha.
You are stuck assimilating it for the next turn and the turn after this turn, the rest of this turn and
Oh,
turn
boy.
after. You are stuck.
So anyone can come and attack me now.
Yeah. To you guys' visual perspective, you watch Leah's shape distort around it, eyeballs and everything get really fucking weirdly shaped. It's a nightmare to look at, quite honestly. And then she wraps herself around this massive slime, and her frost starts to form on her shell. Like a shell on her outer body, outer membrane.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
Yep.
I will notice that she is no longer running with me. I will go back to keep watch over her as she
I was
does
not
her thing.
anticipating you going back. You're just gonna keep watch. Alright, so
Yeah.
you roll back, you're in leaves, bugs. There's a couple of rocks underneath your feet now.
Nah. I'll consume some rocks.
Consume?
Yeah.
Alright. I'll give you 3 ounces of rocks. Alright, JR? JR.
Yeah. What?
Falling asleep over there.
Yeah, he's been snoring.
What?
Are you good, man, or you want to stop?
I don't even. Wait, what were we talking about again?
Slimes.
Slimes, yes. What's going on?
Leah's frozen, Gamgee's watching her.
Yeah, she's digesting.
Is there anything under me?
Leaves, rocks, bugs.
Can I consume the rocks?
You can consume, assimilate, whatever you want. You can literally consume or assimilate anything smaller than you.
I'll consume the rocks.
Alright, like Gamgee, I will give you 3 ounces of rocks. And do you want to move or consume or assimilate more? You are you are being pursued by the slimes.
Then keep moving.
You're gonna keep moving. He's like, I'm out. He's like, I know you guys are in defending each other, but I'm fucking out. So we'll end up, JR, let me do one more turn. Or, yeah, one more turn and then we'll be done. So try and stay awake, alright? We will the slimes are presenting an ever-present danger. One of them starts to actually wrap itself around Leah,
Because I'm
unable to move.
still.
Yeah, it's a red one. It's
Is it bigger
dark
or
red.
smaller than me?
Huh?
What size is it? Is it smaller than I am?
Well, I'm huge, and you're still smaller than me, I think.
Yeah.
You are 35 ounces. It is bigger than you.
Well, since it's stretching itself out, can I eat a little bit of it at a time?
You can eat a little bit of it at a time, but you can draw its attention by trying to attack it.
Attack it.
Alright. So you basically reach out to it and try to, and like give it the, like essentially you grab it and you're like, I'm going to consume you. And it's
Yes,
like, nope, I'm
authoritative.
going to consume you first now. And as you touch it to consume it, it's like, nope, and turns around on you.
I retreat.
And run away.
Yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
It oozes itself off of Leah and starts heading towards you.
That's fine.
More interested in fresh food than frozen food. Leah, obviously I skipped you because you're still digesting.
Yes.
You managed to penetrate down to its core, and as you do penetrate down to its core, it basically hits you with this blast of cold that doesn't even describe anything, and down to your very essence and everything, you can feel in your second stomach this massive amount of coldness. And for a brief second, you're frozen solid. You're just a ball of ice. Then you quickly thaw out. But the leaves around you and the air around you are now frigid. And the leaves are actually frosty underneath you.
Interesting.
So she's just constantly frigid now?
Something like that.
That's cool.
JR, your turn, because Leah's done, Gamgee's done. Right? Yeah, you attacked and ran.
Yeah, I'm the run from
So,
the slime.
JR, you're up. JR? You are now running. You've been running from the slimes for a while. You're pretty far away from them. You can see what's going on in the distance. But they're not a present threat to you. They will be if you remain in the area for too long, but right now they're far enough away to not be a threat. You are near some flower bushes. There are some mushrooms nearby. And there are a variety of small mammals running around a couple feet away from you.
Can I assimilate the mushrooms?
You can
That's a good
assimilate the
idea.
mushrooms.
Assimilate the mushrooms.
That's a good assimilation right there. I will give you 4 ounces of mushrooms. And you gain something on the side of your slime form that kind of looks like, the only way I can describe it is gills, but they're filled with these orange slits, these orange flaps of slime, and you start emitting a mild amount of tiny spores.
What kind of spores? What do they do?
That's up to him to find out when he finds out how to use it. The spores are kind of leaking out, but if you condense your body, JR, you'll give a quick puff of spores around your body as a defense mechanism.
Pretty gross.
Huh?
So that's pretty gross.
He just
It's like it's got
achoo.
a powder sponge filled with powder.
Why can't I get these sold? I'm losing money. Alright, so now JR has mushroom gills. And insect eyes.
Yeah.
You have still 4 things, a Hercules horn,
Yes, the
and
Hercules horn is the only
chicken
new thing I have.
eyes. Leah has 6 legs, a tail, rabbit eyes. Leah didn't gain
And
didn't do a lot of assimilation
frost
this
powers.
game.
But she's
Oh, and
got
her
ultimate
antenna.
frost powers.
And her
I'm
frost powers.
assimilating that, and then I assimilated some bugs, yeah.
So, Leah has gained the ability of ice. She is now frost resistant.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, she cannot be frozen or damaged by cold anymore.
She is an elemental slime.
Yep, she's badass. So, guys, like, share, subscribe, comment, check us out on Discord and Patreon. Shout out to Tyler Bear, Husky Gaming, and Greg from Vidya Gamer. Whatever you choose to do, stay immortal, don't go dying on us. We love all of you. We'll see you next time.